Welcome to English Corner, Chattogram Engineering University School and College section. Hello my dear students, how are you? Hope you are okay. You are safe and sound at home. We are also alright. Today now, according to our schedule, I am going to conduct my online class again. This is my identity here, Muhammad Gofran, Assistant Professor in English, Chattogram Engineering University School and College, Chuet, Raujan. Today, I am going to conduct a class on grammar, that is narration, direct and indirect speech or narration. So today's contents: introduction, direct speech, indirect speech, that is a reported speech, difference between the two, change to indirect speech, backshift of tenses, change in adverbs or expressions of time, no backshift, conclusion. These contents we shall try to discuss in my class. So I hope you will be active participants. Here there is a conversation between Jessica and Aslam. Time on Saturday evening. See the statement. I'm Jessica from Spain. I hate studying grammar. I'm sure I make a lot of mistakes when I speak, but I don't care. I'm happy people understand me mostly. So this is the statement given by Jessica. Now we shall see the statement of Aslam. This is on Sunday morning. One day later, Aslam says, the girl said that she was Jessica from Spain. She hated studying grammar. She was sure she made a lot of mistakes when she spoke, but she did not care. She was happy people understood her mostly. See the changes in red and yellow letters. So here there is a change of narration that took place between the conversation of Aslam and Jessica. Now we shall see why grammatical changes between direct and indirect speech. Why this change happened? Now see, words that are spoken or thought in one place by one person may be reported in another place at a different time and perhaps by another person. Because of this, there are often grammatical differences between direct and indirect speech. So you see, the conversation between Jessica and Aslam, and it was narrated by someone. And when it was narrated in another place, in another time, then changes take place. So words that are spoken or thought in one place by one person may be reported in another place at different time and perhaps by another person. That is why grammatical changes is needed. Now, direct and indirect speech. When we report people's words, thoughts, beliefs, etc., we can give the exact words, more or less, that were said or that we imagine or have thought. This kind of structure is called direct speech. When we can also make somebody's words or thoughts part of our own sentence using conjunctions, exemplification that, and changing pronouns, tenses, and other words where necessary. This kind of a structure is called indirect speech or reported speech. So you can differentiate between direct and indirect speech easily. So I repeat, when we report people's words, thoughts, beliefs, etc., we can give the exact words, more or less, that we are said, or that we imagine or thought. This kind of structure is called direct speech. In direct speech, we can also make somebody's words or thoughts part of our own sentence using conjunctions. For example, there is exemplification and changing pronouns, tenses, and other words where necessary. This kind of structure is called indirect speech or reported speech. Now, we shall see the direct speech, quoted speech. See, Tom says, I am very busy now. David tells Harry at a different time. Tom said, I am very busy now. Now, the speaker is here, you see, Tom, and here the narrator is David. Now, the listener is Harry. So we find the speaker and the listener here. So this is direct speech, quoted speech. Let us work out the rules. Structure of sentence. I am very busy now, said Tom. This is clause 1. Said Tom, this is clause 2, that is second clause. This is first clause, this is second clause. Actual words of the speaker with no change or a reported clause, use of quotation marks. Narrative part or a reporting clause outside the quotation marks. See the examples here. Structure. Now, another statement. I am very busy now. David tells Harry at a different time. Tom said he was very busy then. So, see the changes here. I am very busy now. And it is narrated by David that Tom said he was very busy then. Now changed into then. The speaker, the reporter, the listener. See, the speaker, the reporter, and the listener. The speaker says, I am very busy now. The reporter said, and the listener listens. David tells Harry at a different time. Tom said that he was very busy then. So this is called reported speech. Another. Tom said, I am very busy now. Tom said he was very busy then. Indirect. Tom said, I am very busy now. Direct. Indirect, you see the changes. Tom said he was very busy then. Or you can say Tom said that he was very busy then. Changing the exact words of the speaker. No use of speech marks. The pronoun I is changed into he. And then the verb am is changed into was. See the changes. The adverb now is changed into then. You can add an optional conjunction that in place of comma. But here you see Tom said he was very busy. Here you can say Tom said that he was very busy then. Tom said that he was very busy then. Okay, so you have got the rules of indirect speech here. Remember, that can usually be omitted after reporting verb say and tell plus object. But it should be kept after other verbs, for example, complain, explain, object, point out, protect, etc. Reference Thomson and Martinet. This is the reference given from a book written by Thomson and Martinet. Change of pronouns. How to change the pronouns, you see. It is logical to change the pronouns. How? Think yourself as reporters. Ahmad said, I like to fly kites. Ahmad said dash like to fly kites. What will be here? Ahmad said he liked to fly kites. Change of pronoun, you see. I have bought balloons for my sister, Harry said. Now see, Harry said dash had bought balloons for dash sister. So see the change of pronoun here. Here he said he had bought balloons for his sister. So this is the change of pronoun. Emma said to her mother, I was feeding my kitten. Emma told dash mother dash had been feeding dash kittens. What will be here? Emma told her mother she had been feeding her kitten. So the changes of pronouns here. Now change of pronouns. I, he or she, we, they, mine, his or hers or ours, me, him or her, ours, theirs, us, them, myself, ourselves, himself, herself, themselves. Tense change, you see. How to change tense? When you report the speaker's words at a different time and place, move back in time. How? Present and future into past. Past into past perfect. And backshift. Backshift of tenses. See, direct speech and indirect speech. She said it is cold. Present simple. But when it is narrated into indirect, then it says she said it was cold. Is changed into was. Past simple. Present simple changed into past simple. She said I am teaching English online. So this is present continuous. So what will be the change? She said that she was teaching English online. So change of tense here, was teaching. Is past continuous. Present continuous tense changed into past continuous form. She said I have been browsing the web since 1999. So the change here takes place, present perfect, and she said she had been browsing the web since 1999. This is the past perfect continuous form. Backshift of tenses. Backshift of tenses again, you see the more practices. She said I have browsed the web, present perfect. What will be the changes? She said she had browsed the web. This is the past perfect. She said I taught online yesterday, past simple. That is, she said she had taught online the day before. This is past perfect. Simple past changed into past perfect. She said I was teaching earlier, past continuous. She said she had been teaching earlier, past perfect continuous form. Backshift modal auxiliaries, you see. What will be the changes of modal auxiliaries? She said I will teach English online tomorrow. The changes, she said she would teach English online tomorrow. So will changes into would. See the changes here. She said I can teach English online. In indirect, you see, she said she could teach English online. So can change into could. Here you see, she said I must have a computer to teach English online. In indirect speech, you see, she said she had to or must have a computer to teach English online. Then you see, she said I may be late. May will be changed into might. She said she might be late. This is the backshift of modal auxiliaries. Direct speech and indirect speech. You see, may changes into might, can changes into could, will or shall future form changes into would, must or had to, then should, could, might, ought to, would, used to. These are the changes. Here you see no backshift here. Should, could, might, ought to, would, used to. There is no changes over here. There is no backshift over here. So these are the modal auxiliaries when we do the exercises, when you practice, from direct to indirect, then you have to bear in mind that may will be changed into might, can into could, will or shall into would, must into must or had to, but should, could, might, ought to, would, used to, no backshift, no changes here. Expression of time. See, today, that day. Yesterday, the day before or previous day. Tomorrow, the next day or the following day. Next week or year, etc. And then the following week or year. Last week, previous week, now, then, last night, the night before, these, those, this time expression, that, this adjective also, that it will be here. Remember, no backshift. When? If you are reporting a fact, all that glitter is not gold, said grandma. This is a direct. There is no backshift here because this is a universal truth. See, grandma said all that glitter is not gold. Indirect speech. No backshift because it is a fact. When you report a permanent situation, Copernicus concluded Earth revolves around the sun. Direct speech. So whenever you changes into indirect, then it will be Copernicus concluded Earth revolves around the sun. So there is no changes over here, no backshift here, because this is a permanent situation, universal truth. No backshift is possible when? If direct speech is in the past perfect. For example, I had already told him the news. Tom told me direct. Then Tom told me he had already told him the news. Here there is no backshift. It is not possible here in the case of past perfect form. Past perfect continuous also here. Ali said, I had been browsing the internet for ages. Direct, indirect. Ali said he had been browsing the internet for ages. So there is no changes. Past forms of modal auxiliaries, for example, could, would, should, etc. Review now. Change in speaker's words. Removal of commas. Whenever you make indirect speech, you have to change in speaker's word. First, you have to remove the comma. Change of pronouns. That is first and second person pronouns. That is shift to the third person. Then backshifting of tenses, a step back into past form. That means if it is in the present form, it will be changed into past form. If it is in the past indefinite, it will be past perfect. If it is in present past continuous, it will be past perfect continuous. You see, like this: present indefinite, past indefinite; present continuous, past continuous; present perfect, past perfect; present perfect continuous, past perfect continuous; past indefinite, past perfect; past continuous, past perfect continuous form. Change of adverbs of time expressions. How to change them? See here. Tense of the verb is not backshifted when you report a fact or a permanent situation. Remember, whenever you report a universal truth or a permanent situation, there is no backshift here. Actual words are in past perfect continuous. Past forms of modal verbs. Reporting words that have just been spoken with reference to present time, and the reporting verb is say, says, or tell, or tells. Learning check. Emma said to her mother, I have wrapped the gift. Emma told her mother she had wrapped the gift. Or you can say, Emma told her mother that she had wrapped the gift. Father said, if I can, I will pick you up at school today. So what will be here? Father said that if he could, he would pick me or us up at school that day. Today, that day. Then the sun rises in the east, the teacher told the children. The teacher told the children the sun rises in the east. This is a fact, universal truth. The gardener said to me, I had been trimming the hedge for 2 hours. The gardener told me he had been trimming the hedge for 2 hours. Or you can say, the gardener told me that he had been trimming the hedge for 2 hours. You must go early tomorrow, said my father. My father said they must go or had to go early the next day. The teacher is saying you were late in the class. The teacher is saying you or they or we are late in the class. You says. Direct speech is found in conversations, in books, in plays, and in quotations. Indirect speech is normally used when conversation is reported verbally, though direct speech is sometimes employed here to give a more dramatic effect. That's all for today. I think you have enjoyed the class. Please practice more at home. After opening the institution, I shall check. You will practice more and more, and I shall try to give you another class for practicing narration. Thank you very much. Bye. See you.